Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to review The Me You Love in the Dark #1. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff, it really helps me with the channel, making content that you guys want to see. So with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, so we see here we got the first issue of the Image book, The Me You Love in the Dark, and it's by Skottie Young and Jorge Corona. And pretty much I picked this up just because the cover looked creepy. I like the art style. So wanted to see what was inside of it. So we start off with this girl named Ro Meadows. She's looking for a house to rent to do art in, trying to get rid of her what is it, artist block, I guess. She's stuck. She's not doing well in painting. And she needs to come up with some new art for her gallery. So she's looking for a place to rent with some character and whatnot. And the realtor is suggesting this place and then realizes, oh, wait, no, you don't want this place. It's haunted. And then she turns to it and says, you know what? It's exactly what I'm looking for because it looks pretty creepy and maybe it's some good inspiration for some art. So then we see weeks later, she has moved in and, nothing's quite set up or anything, but she is getting ready to do what I'm assuming is her first painting because she gets her wine out. She starts her record player and she gets ready. She sits down, looks at the paper or at the canvas, and nothing comes. She just sits there and nothing's coming. She's not working. So she kind of gives up and says maybe tomorrow. And then I'm assuming this is tomorrow. We don't see like every time they don't set up the next day or anything, but she fills up the wine, starts the music, sits in front of the canvas until it gets dark, and then nothing again. So basically she's just having a hard time. She keeps talking to the ghosts that she assumes are there. She's like, come on, ghost, why can't you at least set up the record and have the wine poured and everything for me, or at least give me some good ideas or something. And so then the next day she's pouring herself some wine, about to get herself started, and she hears the music come out of the painting room. She's like, what the heck? And yeah, everything's already set up for her. Then we get a call right as that happens, and she's kind of freaked out, from her I guess art gallery manager, and he is just giving us a bunch of history, basically that she had a successful art show a while back. That's how she has the money to do this kind of thing. And basically they're waiting for the second show and they need all the paintings for that to happen, and he's trying to put pressure on her to get them done as fast as possible because they're running out of money to have the gallery open and whatnot. And I'm gathering that this is like a friend of hers that actually just like stepped in to be her gallery manager, or that she asked, because he says something about like, oh, we don't want to have to go back to like working at the coffee shop, because I guess she used to be a barista, but maybe he used to work there too. He's joking kind of, but he's also putting pressure on her, like, we need these paintings done now. And so with that, she just kind of has that conversation, kind of pushes back the what just happened before that, where like everything was already set up for her, and just puts that to the back of her mind and just like, okay, we got to do something. Let's just draw. Let's just get to it. So she draws and draws, and when she looks at it, she hates what it looks like. It's nothing. Basically, she has kind of a temper tantrum and starts throwing everything around, yelling at herself, calling herself like a shitty artist and stuff. And then she finally says, what do you say, ghost? Should I just pack it in and go back to being a barista? And the ghost answers back and said, no, you should not. And she's like, what the fuck? And so she freaks out. And I'm going to leave it here because there's not too much left in this issue, and I don't want to spoil the whole ending. But basically, we reveal in this that there's an actual ghost, and it's not just like rumors and whatnot. So it was an interesting issue. I mean, it's #1, so of course it's going to be set up for the story. But I just felt like this one had a little too much setup, where at least maybe have something happen at the beginning where you see like the haunting actually happen, maybe a violent haunting or whatever happened to previous owners, that might make it creepy, so that you start off creepy and then you introduce her being a painter who's kind of not really thinking the house is haunted, but just kind of talking to herself and the ghost, if there is a ghost there. And then then we know, okay, there are actually ghosts here and they do something. And then when it starts talking to her, now we have like an idea whether it's malicious or not, kind of thing. So but overall, I like the art in it, and like I said, just the story was kind of, it's her painting or not painting, and just having ideas and time passing by. So there wasn't too much going on. Now I did see in the second issue, because they showed previews in the second issue at the end of this, that like it looks creepier. Definitely the ghost has revealed itself, and it's got like creepy fucking hands, kind of like in the cover. On the cover of this, there was like creepy black hands on the canvas. So we will see, if it gets creepier or not. But just as a first issue in general, I thought this one was a little bit lacking as far as story for a full issue. I mean, even if you wanted to have this, make it a little bit fatter, make it a 32 pager or something, so you can have that like intro of freaking, craziness, or at least the end getting a little crazy or something. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this one a 2. It didn't really do anything for me, like story wise, but the art looks cool, and based on what they actually showed of the second issue, I would actually pick up the second issue because that looks creepier and cooler, more of what I thought this one was going to be. But with that said, we'll see you guys on the next one.